Good evening and thank you for joining us on Late Night and Dead Drunk. Tonight's special guest, 'tis the wine Dr. Jesse. Jesse has a doctor of nursing practice, specializing in neurology, and is certified by the Wine and Spirits Education Trust and is also a French wine scholar.
I really appreciate you having me here tonight, Dead Drunk.
The pleasure is truly ours. Recently, UC published an article discussing a new finding and suggestion as to what may be contributing to a person developing migraines from drinking red wine. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. See, my initial thought when reading this article was I've been saying for years that I never believed it to be the sulfites. I've said countless times, I even posted a couple videos here on my own TikTok channel, where canned corn or canned green beans or canned peas have 10 times the sulfites that a bottle of red wine or even white wine have. So I don't understand why patients would come into my office complaining of red wine giving them migraines because of the sulfites when they'd have a can of cream corn and that was never the culprit or never the blame. I always question other chemicals such as mega purple because I think it's fascinating that you buy a bottle of juice and the ingredients are on the label. You buy a stick of butter and the ingredients are on the label, but you buy a bottle of wine and the ingredients aren't on the label. And I know there's a push from the wine community, there's limited space on the bottle, but I think we have a right to know what's in the bottle of wine, what chemicals are being used to manufacture the wine.
Yes, you discussed the ingredients in a can of Coca-Cola and their labels before.
Sure, I've discussed can of Coca-Cola, but also like cans of like Mountain Dew or other sodas. We all expect red dye, yellow dye, green dye, blue dyes to be in there. Well, why don't we expect that of our wine? Why do we think these mass-produced wines that you're getting at every local grocery store or at every convenience store, why do we expect them to not also use dyes? I mean, it's 2024 now. What about if you buy a bottle of 2022 or 2023 Cabernet at the local convenience store and it's nice and dark purple? That thing hasn't had time to age in oak. It hasn't macerated in the skins or the seeds as long as, say, something that sat in an oak barrel for 3 years. So, of course, they're going to put dyes and chemicals in there to make it look like you expect, to make it taste like you expect, to make it smell like you expect. But we can't see that because there's no labeling.
So, if there is no ingredients listed, do you think it could be an artificial ingredient or maybe a natural ingredient contributing to our migraines?
So I think it's quite possible that quecertin is the chemical responsible for giving us migraines. But I also question why in France or other countries in Europe that it's the white wines or the sparkling wines that give them migraines, when they say this polyphenol is found in grape skins and seeds, just like resveratrol, but like very little white wine or some sparkling wines don't come in contact with the grape seed or skins. So though I think it's a plausible explanation as to what could be triggering people's migraines, I'm not 100% sold on that. I still question chemicals such as mega purple or other things found in our red wine, but maybe not other countries' red wine, could be the trigger for many people's migraines.
Dr. Jesse, we really appreciate you joining us today to discuss this late-breaking article.
You know what, Dead Drunk, it was truly my pleasure. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned for the next episode of Late Night with Dead Drunk.
Thank you, everybody.